Ready?
Yeah.
Splendid. So today I am with Jess here at Cephas, and we're going to do another one of my little YouTube videos that I've been doing a few of. So Jess, just like introduce yourself and what your current role is.
Okay, well, my name's Jess Mallett. My current role is care delivery manager for home care and community support.
Lovely. And I say current role because you've done a fair different ones over the years, haven't you?
Yeah. So with Cephas, my first role was admin and on-call coordinator for weekends.
Mm-hmm. So most people out there will have known your voice if they don't know your face.
Yeah. I spoke to a lot of people, mostly over the phone and through email, and then meeting them in person. They're like, "Oh, you're Jess."
How long have you worked with us for? How long have you worked in the care sector in general?
So I have worked with Cephas since 2019 on and off.
Mm-hmm.
And in the care sector I've worked for nearly 8 years now. It'll be 8 years in April.
So what about this sector is it that you like the most? Why did you get into it in the first place?
I started care as soon as I turned 18. It was because of my nan. She fell ill quite quickly, her health deteriorated quite quick, and when she had to move into a care home, unfortunately, because she wasn't able to stay at home, and just seeing how quick someone can deteriorate is really, it clicked something in me, and from then I wanted to look and care after other people.
Because I do a lot of interviews and talk to people now, and people who wanting to get into care for the first time, it's like sometimes when you ask them about what experience they don't have a lot of. So then I sort of ask people, what lived experience do you have? And people have a lot more than they realise sometimes. The things that you do in your normal everyday life, that then translates into working in care. So that's the same thing. So that's how you got into it, and that's how you've done it. Is it just a job? How do you feel about it?
It becomes of your everyday life. It's not just a job, because how I see it, it's a part of my life, and it always will be, because I always want to stay in the health and care sector. You come to work, and with working in care, you don't just come to work and you finish. It's about continuing on supporting the team outside of work hours. So especially on home care, a lot of the shifts are 7 till 10 at night. So even though I may finish at 5 o'clock in the office, I'm supporting the team outside until they finish their shift.
And like you say, it becomes your everyday life and different things as well. I remember just before Christmas, you and Ashley upstairs sat there wrapping lots and lots of presents for our service users or individuals and stuff like that. So it's more than just a job in that sense, isn't it?
Yeah.
So your current role, you said domiciliary care. So tell me a little bit about what domiciliary care is. Or home care is it sometimes called?
So we provide care for customers who still want to live in their own homes, and helping them still live out their everyday lives, and trying to promote them still being independent. It can range from seeing someone to help them with personal care in the mornings, getting them ready to go to a doctor's appointment or social calls. We have some customers where they will want help going shopping or having a walk to the local shop due to anxiety. And we have some customers who are bedbound.
So there's lots of stuff around that, and also you mentioned personal care. Now some people worry about what personal care means. There's lots of different things around personal care, because it can be just assisting someone to wash their own face and helping someone do that. It can be the more in-depth stuff of personal care, but it can just be helping somebody brush their teeth, or just making sure they've got a toothbrush and then a toothbrush, haven't they?
Yeah.
Exactly. What do you think makes a good support worker or a good carer in general? If you were wanting someone to support you or look after you, what are the kind of things you'd want someone to have, the skills and qualities that you would like someone to have?
I always say to my carers, make sure you know information about the customer you're going to support, because it's always best that you know that background story and you know the information about a customer, especially when it comes to health. It can be like allergies, making sure you know what they're allergic to, if they're on medication and the side effects of medication, and just be yourself, because with the customers they like to have a bond, and with that bond they need to know they can trust you. Um,
You say a lot. You say a lot of that kind of stuff, which we provide a lot of training for people. We speak about a lot of those things in knowledge and values. We speak about a lot of that stuff, medication training, and the ability to follow your own instincts around stuff. Since joining Cephas and stuff like that, how have we helped you progress along to the position that you are now?
So I've gained a lot of new skills and abilities. So when I first joined Cephas, when I was working in administration and on-call coordinator, I got to understand the computer side of things, on how to build a rota up, on on-call coordinator on the weekends. I learnt new things as going out doing spot checks, how to handle emergencies, and leading up to it, now being a care delivery manager for home care and community support, it's given me confidence that I've needed. It's helped me to progress into a stronger person.
You mentioned about confidence. Now I've sat, and we've also provided some management training recently, haven't we?
Yeah.
And I've sat with you on the management training with the person that's delivered it, which is really, really good. And I know that you've said yourself that you've got a lot of confidence from that management training. So that's another thing that that's really helping you with that. And I know you said you got a lot out of that, which is good. Where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years?
In the next 3 to 5 years, I would have liked to have completed my level 5 in health and social care, and I would like to progress into my vision that I've always liked is to become a care manager, a registered care manager for a care home, and my ultimate goal would be to be a director. That is what I would like.
We'll look back at this in 3 to 5 years and see how close we are to where you wanted to be.
Yeah.
Anything that you would have done differently since starting as a support worker or carer? Anything that you struggle with, or anything that you'd like to change?
Looking back to incidents that's happened in the past, when you start out as a carer, it's a whole learning curve, and you're going to go through so many different emotions and situations, and sometimes in those situations you don't know what to do. What I would say to the past Jess is that I would tell her to not panic as much, and I would not take everything to heart, and I would just breathe and just not let the anxiety take over.
Yeah.
And also, I'll just remind myself that everything isn't going to be perfect all the time.
No, people make mistakes. That's kind of how we learn, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we are only human. There's a clue in the title to being a care worker and a carer. It's being caring. Yeah. So people are only human. We make mistakes. We make attachments and stuff.
Yeah.
So you've already said some advice. Any other piece of advice you'd give someone else who'd want to get into the care industry?
I would tell them to keep going, because it's such an amazing journey as well. Starting off as a carer, you really get to learn so many new skills inside, and you can also apply them to outside life as well. I would say to not give up, because you are going to have really challenging moments, emotionally, mentally and physically, but it's how you then deal with yourself through those moments. So like I say, going back and telling myself not to panic and to not stress so much, those type of situations.
Make sure you speak to your managers, make sure you let people know,
Yeah.
because again, especially if you're new to care, then you might not be sure about all the things you're going to do all the time. So if you have questions, ask someone about them.
But all I can say is that for me, I am grateful for the people I've met in my working life in the last 8 years. I've made friends, I've made really good bonds with people, and the bonds and relationships you make with the customers as well. It's nice when you go and provide their care that they can trust you and they can talk to you and be open with you, because that then makes me feel like I've done my job properly, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I love working in the care sector.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Jess. We'll come back and look at this in a few years' time and see where we are.
Yeah.
Thank you.